Hello, everyone. I'm sure by now you've heard all about the issue of Ibom Airline and the lady that boarded Ibom Air. There was altercation, and at the end of the day, they decided to be high-handed. One of the air hostess blocked the lady from leaving. They manhandled her, tore her dress, showed her nudity to the world, filmed it, and put it out in for the whole world to see. And for me, one of the things that I love about this whole case is that Nigerians literally came together to advocate and fight for this girl's justice, saying that, oh, she's not a nobody. You see, this is the thing. None of us is a nobody when we come together. It's when we are silent when something is being done to someone, that is when we become nobodies. But if when something injustice is meted out on someone, we come out and we speak, then there won't be any nobody. And when she has done wrong, it's acknowledged, and everybody should face the punishment and consequences of their action. But you do not go about provoking people in a way that they turn what they turn, and then you met out this whole thing on them, so strip the person of their dignity and everything. Literally see the way they were carrying her out of that aircraft. I see they won't even carry a goat like that. They won't carry a dog like that. They won't carry a sheep or whatever like that. Just like if it's an animal they're dragging out of that plane. One of the things here is the fact that you remember she was given a lifetime ban, just like that. Within how many hours? First of all, Ibom Air said they banned her from their flight. The next thing is it the aviation or Nigeria Aviation Operators. They didn't even know that organization existed. They also came out and banned her for life, for both local and international. And Nigerians were like, okay, what about somebody else who had done something like this? We have Governor Adams Shomole who was unruly, and it was reported that he or his people had attacked, staff at the airport. What happened to him? What of King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal Kwamwan, who also had done spilled alcohol on a pilot? It was say came out and stood and refused the plane to fly until he saw the madness that passed his mind. I used to tell you people, everybody has a bed for psychiatric hospital. All of us dey mad, everybody dey craze. The fact that somebody has not activated their craziness doesn't mean that people should now think they have monopoly of craziness to do anyhow. As she stop there, shey the pilot start her plane, e for start there na dey for carry a head comot, dey for don dey do burial since forget say e ever existed. But anyway after all of that, then this lady, within hours, you guys have taken her to Kirikiri, you've imprisoned her, you've given her a lifetime ban and all of that. But of course they've released her from Kirikiri, and now the aviation operators have lifted the lifetime ban on her, Comfort Emmanson, after her release from Kirikiri prison. Okonkwo commended the Nigerian government for introducing a retreat to restrain aviation security personnel and airline crew on handling disruptive passengers. Apart from that this retreat it needs to be done. Apart from that, also is for them to learn way and manner of treating passengers. The fact that they have this authority and this power to be able to get someone out and all of that doesn't mean that they will go about provoking passengers. I remember one particular this thing that I experienced where I was on the aircraft. This guy, he merely asked for water. If you see the way that they ignored him, he kept asking, and of course he got angry, he was saying this thing. Then the lady told they were shouting. I'm like, no, because I was sitting close. I said, no, what, you're the one provoking. He just asked for water. You quite good, you say you would give him water. He said he was thirsty, he needed water. But they also need to learn to restrain themselves from using this power that is getting into their head. Well, the report is here. The Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, has lifted the lifetime flight ban earlier imposed on Comfort Emmanson, and Ibom Air passenger accused of unruly conduct following the intervention of Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development Festus Keyamo. This is also one of the problems we have in Nigeria. This whole Comfort Emmanson thing shows that it is about the power of the people, of the man, strong men and women, and not about institution. Institution just come out, they are just doing different things for different people, and then they are just being somebody we call minister, we call, and then the ban is taken away. Why did you impose the ban in the first place? Everybody just abusing power and anyhow. AON spokesperson Professor Obiora Okonkwo said in a Thursday statement that the decision came after the operators considered several factors, including Emmanson's expression of remorse, withdrawal of the airline's complaint, dismissal of charges against her, and her release from custody. Okonkwo commended the Nigerian government for introducing a retreat to retrain aviation security personnel and airline crew on handling disruptive passengers. He urged aviation agencies to intensify public education on the dangers and legal consequences of such conduct, citing Section 85 of the Civil Aviation Act 2022 and Part 17 of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Regulations 2023. He noted that unruly behavior includes assault or threats against crew members, refusal to obey safety instructions, smoking in prohibited areas, fighting disorderly conduct, or tampering with aircraft equipment. AON also reminded the public that pilots in command and AVSEC aviation security officers are empowered to restrain and eject disruptive passengers, handing them over to the appropriate authorities to guarantee safety and order during flight. That's exactly, nobody denies it, but that that air hostess, she didn't have the right to stop this lady from leaving. She didn't have the right to, so all they needed, they could have called security before they landed, or even before they took off. If they felt she was not complying with certain things or she was disrupting something, call the security in and they escort her out, not to drag her, manhandle her, sexually harass her, and put her through what she has been put through, her nudity, indecent exposure that they've done of her, and all of that. We confirm that members shall cooperate with relevant aviation agencies and participate in the retraining retreats on how to handle cases of unruly and disruptive passengers as proposed by the minister, the AON spokesperson said. Sahara Reporters earlier reported that Osi Ovie's success, Senior Special Assistant on Media to Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborewori, announced a package for Miss Emmanson. Now, everybody, you do anyhow, they will not be rewarding you. Can't be rewarding bad behavior. In an Instagram post on Wednesday, Osai said he has secured a job in Delta for Emmanson with a monthly salary of 500,000 naira. The governor's aide also promised to bankroll an all-expense-paid trip to the state, including flight tickets, 5-star hotel stay, guided tours, and tickets to the Delta Social Media Summit slated for August 28 in Asaba. I'm offering Comfort Emmanson a complimentary trip. I mean, this aide, what power does he have to even begin to do this? Nigeria, we are just watching this country just go down. Media assistants, but assistant or media aid, now they give all of this. Hey, ha. Oh, very, very cool, very.